It caught my eye. Most young men are single. Most young women are not.
Young men have fallen faster than any demographic in America over the last 40 years.
It's a different world now. Like, we don't need men the way that they used to.
Nobody needs men!
The future is female.
Men and women are drifting further apart, and society is crumbling because of it.
A fascinating debate has broken out about the value of marriage.
You've kind of got the trad-con versus red pill thing.
This men's rights crowd that sometimes just goes too far the other way.
You need to stop acting like grown boys and infants and actually become men.
Marriage is a bond, and it's a sacred bond.
It's a machine designed to extract resources from you.
Now many of the red-pilled have taken the position that it's bad for men to get married.
Hannah Pearl Davis, or just Pearly things.
One of the most controversial faces in all of the internet.
She goes on to say that marriage is a terrible deal for men.
Because if me and you were in a business contract, you would never sign a contract where I am paid to leave.
Gee, what could go wrong there?
74% or something of divorces are initiated by women. Men have everything to lose, primarily their own children.
Men get killed by the courts and by divorce laws.
I had no idea that courts of family law were courts of equity, not courts of law.
Because in family court, you don't need evidence to accuse someone of abuse. You need no evidence. When you guys say get married young, a lot of these men don't know what they're signing up for, and you're not going to be there when their entire life falls apart. I interview them on the other side.
I didn't meet my son until he was 15 months old.
How much did you spend trying to get him back?
On legal fees alone was about $200,000.
Before you know it, you're homeless. You're literally just thrown out onto the street.
We absolutely reinforce bad behavior from women.
Wives are taught to leave their husbands, and then daughters grow up without their fathers.
Family is the foundation of society.
Every problem in society comes from single mother homes.
A lot of women will just chase this negative rabbit hole of happiness, endless happiness.
Feminism's biggest failures is it lies to women. We tell women to date as many guys as possible. We tell them to put off family into marriage.
You are allowed to leave your perfect husband. You are allowed to end a relationship with a really great boyfriend.
Oh, freeze your eggs, have an abortion. What? You're evil.
I don't think there's anything else in life that we actually ever go into preparing to fail. Right. Like, if you have the mentality of this is going to go wrong and be pessimistic, naturally the outcome is going to be that it's going to fail anyway. Yeah. It's self-sabotage. And that's the thing, like, women are so willing to leave marriages because they're not happy. This is not about happiness. The most important thing is the children. And the problem is we have a modern society where it's me, my feelings, leave when I feel like it, instead of doing what's best for the kids.
This myth that we live in an age of male privilege. Where's my male privilege?
They think, well, men have all the rights. They have all the power.
Privileged patriarchal system that we have.
Why doesn't our society care about men's rights?
I have no friends,
No wife, and no social life.
Men are alone in this situation. Men are homeless. Men are thinking about eating guns.
I've seen so many men on the brink of suicide, and they didn't do anything wrong.
How are you equal if the men are the ones that have to fight and die to defend the country? The men are the ones that build and maintain all the infrastructure.
Women are helplessly dependent upon men.
The so-called deaths of despair from suicide, overdose, or alcohol, 3 times higher among men than among women.
Culture is telling men you are no good.
You got to get your act together.
I think men have failed themselves.
What kind of a man are you? What kind of a woman are you going to attract?
If men are in trouble, so are women.
Everybody knows this is a huge problem, but nobody wants to admit it.
Every single woman at the table said they wanted a man.
500K,
500K, 300K,
200K.
Am I crazy?
Everything is really set up against you to fail as a man.
If men make less than women, women don't want to marry them.
So you know who wants more economically and emotionally viable men? Women.
I don't want to be an independent woman anymore.
I don't want to be a strong, independent woman.
I'm over it. When is it going to be my turn?
Where are we meeting the men that don't stop?
I can't keep having these same conversations.
The only simp here is you, Pearl. You simp for men.
I think you said for women.
She's a provocateur. She says stupid stuff, but Pearl is right about this.
It's already happening. It's just not out in the open yet.
Now it's just hookup culture is going to be our fairy tale ending because men don't want a wife and women can't find a husband. The future, if everybody follows your path, is there is no future.
We go into population decline, and our economy goes into decline.
Civilization will crumble.
The American story does not end well. This is an existential crisis, failing young men.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Pearl Daily here on the Audacity Network. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I appreciate every single one of you. So today we are going to be talking about
You already know we're talking about this e-girl thing again, and conservative, and why tradcon women really do love feminism and will always pick it at the end of the day. I did not mean to break Twitter. I really didn't. But I think I have broken Twitter. This is like World War III right now. Not great. So I want to first start by thanking the people that have donated to our divorce documentary. So we do want to put together a documentary on the horrors of divorce court. I interviewed 1,000 women, and I also did a lot of interviews of divorced men. And I really want to finish the documentary. It's like half done. The challenge that we have is that, here's the issue. They kicked me off of all the platforms. And I'll tell you why. I'm actually going to show you this show why. Sorry, they demonetized me on all the platforms. So, because, women, when they're offended, they really just try to ruin your life. Anonymous, thank you for the donation of $50. James, $10. Troy, $10. Anonymous, $53. So we're going to start, before we get into the main part of the show, we're going to start with a couple things that I saw on Twitter. Now, one thing I saw was that Charlie Kirk wants to debate, I guess he's ducking a debate with Nick. And I don't know why. I don't really understand it. And I don't know if there's some lore with Nick. I just don't know. I don't say his full name on here but when I interviewed him, I thought he was such a nice guy, to be honest. So I don't really understand why there's such this visceral hatred of him. And I'll see it even from people I like. It kind of confuses me, but we're going to start with this clip.
USA chapter founder and president, I've seen firsthand how the tide is turning among young conservatives. I say, if you truly believe in open debate in the marketplace of ideas, will you ever be willing to debate Nick Fuentes, or will you wait until his movement forces you to adopt his talking points, as we've seen already?
It's funny. I personally do not give a platform to bad faith actors.
Now, I actually do understand this. Sometimes I'll have people screaming that they want to debate me, right? And I just know when I bring them up, they're just going to insult me for an hour. They're going to try to find something personal. They're going to call me old. They're going to call me fat. Well, stuff like that. And I just don't think it's worth my time. However, I don't see Nick doing that. I really don't. Every time I've seen him, I saw him debate Jeremy Boring in a Twitter space a year ago, he was pretty respectful. So I don't really understand why they're ducking him. He's a nice guy. I don't see whatever the hell conservatives are seeing with this.
And I had a whole open about this. And
I did invite Caleb on my show today, Caleb Hammer. I just think he's funny and I watch his stuff. And I would just love to hear about what the most common spending mistakes are. I'd be, I don't know. I think I have a million questions I want to ask him. So it'd be cool to bring him on.
By the way, a really important thing is not to lie and to not bear false testimony. It's fine. I'll answer your question. You said, I want to have a question about Turning Point events. And you obviously lied about your question. It doesn't surprise me because you have deceit. But you know what? Honestly,
the virtue signaling. We can't anymore. Guys, I am so tired of this. I am so tired of the pretending to be good people. Conservatives, we're sick of it. We're just be real. Okay, we'll get to
I'm asked that question all the time. I don't platform trolls. And I don't platform and I don't discuss people or I don't debate with people that are not good faith actors. And
you debate Maoists and people who champion them.
They can keep on yelling at how successful we are and our big events and well over.
I think they hate it because Charlie Kirk is just not as charismatic as Nick. He's not. It's not even close. I saw Nick flip a room with the stuff he says of black women, and they were flirting with him after the show. I'm like, only he could pull that off. Come on.
1,000 employees, but a lot of jealousy out there. We build, they complain. We succeed, we win. They blame the Jews.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't really like that. I think that's kind of dishonest. Again, I'm not in that sector of the political sphere. It's not my stuff, but yeah, it's just not. All right. So let's see what else was on Twitter today. I saw Candace Owens say that a single mother won. And I just don't understand how you can grift Catholicism and say, okay, we're going to watch this.
Ashley St. Clair, who becomes briefly, the sort of...
Don't hate the player, hate the game. She won.
No, she didn't. No, she did not. Her name will forever be synonymous with opportunistic womb renting.
But you know what? I don't like. I don't. The only reason I actually have to defend her in this moment is because one thing that I just do not agree with is everyone pretending like Elon Musk on his 20-second child didn't know how babies were made. They're like, she trapped him. I'm like, everybody stop acting like Elon Musk is a 4-year-old.
Okay.
Like he knew exactly what he was doing. He had the resources.
He wasn't baby trapped, but she did post 5 years previously that she
it just, do you know what I mean? When you're saying a single mother won because she got a baby off of a rich guy, don't hate the player, hate the game, with a Jesus cross in the background. I can't, yeah.
About wanting to she posted 5 years previously.
And this is what, again, we go back to conservatives. They always point that they care about money. Like when it comes to, she didn't say, oh, she won because she's she became religious or, something godly. She said she won because of money. And that's always the default, like always.
That, it was her intention to ensnare. She didn't use that word, but
but it looked like she was saying it in jest. First and foremost, and the second thing is,
how peculiar
Milo,
that then it happened.
If you could find that tweet, you don't think the person who owns Twitter could find that tweet? I'm sorry, he's not a victim. We're not making Elon Musk a victim.
He didn't know about it until I resurfaced it. But I don't think there are any heroes in that story, by the way.
Yeah, it's Jerry Springer, okay? This is ghetto. I recognize this.
I do agree.
It's Maury, Jerry Springer, and because he's got a lot of money, we're not recognizing...
I just find her profoundly unlikable, but okay, we can move on.
I just couldn't believe it. Oh my gosh. So, all right, today I kind of want to get into some of my most recent tweets. You know what? I'll go into the monologue. And then I'll go into some of my tweets, I think, because some of them have to do. All right. So welcome to another episode of Pearl Daily. I kind of started a situation on Twitter that blew up more than I thought it would. I responded to Sarah Stock's engagement post by saying that conservative women could not resist the urge to use their families and status to build their brand. Like I said on yesterday's show, it's not an opinion, it's a fact. Conservative women are unhappy because they have to hide their true nature. And they say and do this, hide their true nature, and they do this with social media. Alpha men know that women are whores, even the ones that signal purity, because they are the men that women sleep with. Betas will not accept women's true nature and are easily manipulated because church-going men want to believe this. They want to believe their wives aren't whores. Conservative women want to be side chicks. They want to be dug out by the Chads, the Tyrones, the Gavins, the Glocktaviuses. But they choose to suppress this and marry a guy they're usually not attracted to. That's why they try so hard on social media by posting their family and their kids. The gratification that liberal women get from being promiscuous, conservative women substitute with the gratification of likes and attention on social media. So how do we know that conservative women are suppressing their whorish nature? Most of them made mistakes in the past that would lead us to conclude that they were promiscuous at some point. This is one of the worst parts of the modern day fake tradcon movement. They have a past, but are given a pass because of their newfound conservative identity and public persona. So what do these women usually pass for? Whoring around in college. Most of these women went to a major university, USC, UNLV, ASU. It's a bunch of sex out of wedlock at the frat house with the football or the basketball team or the frat boys. Divorce. Many of these influencers are on their second or third marriage. Why so many? Why didn't they choose right the first time? Single motherhood. Many of these women have kids from another man before God brings them their man, and they try to submit and obey that man. Late marriage. Many of these fake tradcons waited till 30 to 35 to get married. Considering most women have sex in their teenage years, that's a long time to be out in the streets, sleeping around and experiencing trauma. Delayed children. Even traditional-minded women are willing to wait too long to have kids. Most have kids in their late 20s to early 30s. Liberal talking points. They use words like pick me, partner. Women don't need men. Women need to be strong. All the phrases that many of the women used in the past and still try to use after they're married with children. Another example is like the TPUSA Women's Leadership Conference. Like, why are we having a women's leadership conference? Social media presence. A conservative woman who truly values her husband and children would not post them all over social media, but these fake tradcon women are selfish and only care about themselves. How does giving these women a pass for their behavior manifest itself in their marriages and their conservative platforms? This is what we normally see. No humility. They still spread gossip. They dress like whores. They play innocent. They never take accountability. They have to be the center of attention. They use their family and kids for status, former abortions. Like, it always amazes me when I see women that are pro-life speakers and they're like, yeah, I had 3 abortions. I said sorry. And now I'm one with God. Don't have an abortion. And I'm like, I mean, that's pretty convenient for you to say when you don't have a kid by like a deadbeat dad. You know, it's pretty easy to be pro-life after the kid's dead. Liberal women also seek status and signal purity, but in different ways. They do it by virtue signaling through stupid political left-wing causes and feminism. So conservative women will tell stories about their husband and their kids and just use them to virtue signal, where liberal women seek status and they also signal purity, but they do it through like being a vegan or like, you know, immigration, abortion. So they're signaling, I'm a good person, look at this cause. Conservative women miss the most important part. They miss signals of purity, but are naggy, bitchy, and masculine. If they were as pure as they say they are, they would have a pure, humble heart. But instead, you get a bunch of ego, nagging, and bitchiness. So I did a little slideshow for you guys, give me a second, called All Women Are Whores to Some Degree. And I'm kind of going to go through some phases here, and then we'll go back to them. So when women are young, women kind of start off the back as whores. I mean, that's why you get in college. Women have no trauma starting out, and they're not really looking for a ring or a relationship. They're looking to have fun. Now, religion tries to beat women out of the having fun stuff. They're like, no. You guys are whores, get married. So women, what happens is women are whores, right? You know, they whore it up, they go to school. And at some point in their life, and at this point, there's no like agenda. They're not trying to get anything out of the guy. So all relationships tend to kind of happen naturally, and women just pick the genetic material. Okay. That's until women get heartbroken and they take an L. They get sad, they take an L, and they might get herpes, right? So that's one L that'll slow you down. Oh, wait, hold on. They might have a really bad breakup, get pumped and dumped, whatever it is. So then the women have to start thinking, well, what do I get out of this? In the beginning, it's just like raw attraction. Like women are just like, I like that guy. I'm going to be nice, not to get anything out of him. Like I'm just going to be nice and whatever. But then women start to develop an agenda. Now, there is mechanisms that give women the ability to bring out that like genuine purity, because women are not genuine purity, the genuine desire. Because women, we're not like, there's certain situations that women can put themselves in where they don't have to deal with the damage to their reputation, so the purity comes out. Or not the purity, the pure, like, the horror comes out. And, so Tinder really was for women and gave women the ability to be whores, right? Sorry, these are kind of out of order. I messed this up. Solo traveling is another. Then women can be their true self because they don't have the pressure of their reputation, because women want to be with that guy. That's Lauren Sanchez Young. That's who she wants to be with. But the problem is long term, when women are with the men that they want to be with, those men tend to cheat. They tend to demand a lot out of you. And a lot of women, we just can't take it. We can't take the anxiety of cheating. We can't take the demands. And that's really what our love stories are about. Like when you look at any female love story, it's always about a woman being with that guy that she had that pure, raw attraction for, where she didn't want anything out of it. And that's why conservative men kind of screw themselves, because they go in telling women they want marriage, right? Well, you're only going to get a woman that's in agenda mode. This is agenda mode. I'm getting a ring, right? You're not going to get a woman that's in like fun, carefree, let's have fun mode. Now you might think, well, but don't I want a woman that knows what she wants? Yeah, but when women are in fun mode, it just like happens naturally. When women are in agenda mode, that's when they're like, what are we? After you smashed like once. All right, so this is agenda mode. It's when women want the house, they want the kids. Yeah, so this is when they're in fun mode. So this is the Notebook. That's why she kept thinking about her ex-boyfriend from high school, because at that point it was just the genetic material. Women hate that they have to be saddled down with betas. They hate it. But some men are just dying to be betas. They're like, take my money. I want commitment. I want commit. And the women are like, that's when you get the women that are on a crusade for commitment, but they're in agenda mode. Yeah, beta, it's validational sex with the alpha. His presence is enough. His personality is enough. The beta, it's transactional. What can I get out of him? That's what I'll see. I'll see guys, it's like they put on their dating profiles, like, I want marriage and stuff. And I'm like, are you guys like asking to get used? Do you guys want... It's almost like you're like begging. You're like, use me, please. Use me. All right. And then that's why, so the reason that conservative e-girls are so mad, right? Like, why are they so angry? Is because they're with the beta bucks guys and they have to pretend to be something they're not. They have to. Their survival depends on it, right? And they put on the dresses, but really, I wanted to get a whore photo in here, like an OnlyFans one, but I forgot. And so it's very stressful on the women pretending to be something that they're not all the time. because it doesn't matter the age. Women, our true nature is this: whoring it up, partying, having fun. We hate that we have to do this. We hate that we have to do this. It's the men. If anything, the men want to do this. The women, they would do this forever if we could, but we have only a finite amount of time. But yeah, and usually the look of the guys that conservative e-girls are with is just, you know what I mean? The guys, you just know they're naive. Like, I'm looking at these guys and I'm like, there's just no way they are not naive. There's just not. They might be good looking guys, right? But but when you hear them talk, you're like, you're going to get screwed. They're going to run circles around you. And that's why a lot of, conservative women are so stuck up, because their true nature, imagine having to pretend to be a different person and your whole survival depends on it. Again, that's why you guys screw yourself. Like when guys ask women their body counts and stuff, you're signaling. Like alphas don't care as much about body count. They don't. And it's because once guys have a high enough body count, they don't care as much. I know they all care. That's in your DNA. But the alpha guy realizes, this guy, right? He's hooked up with women that look like this, and he knows they're exactly the same, right? That's why I almost think the liberal men are ahead of the conservative men in the hierarchy of cucked. I really do. And I want to use this example, okay? Steven Crowder, let's say his wife was faithful to him for the marriage, but he paid like $40K a month in child support to fund a woman who's now going to bang some other dude, and he's paying for it. Where Destiny had an open marriage with his wife, but if you look at all the women he's banged, they're pretty hot. They're pretty attractive. I know he bangs dudes too. I would argue that in my hierarchy of cucked, I would put Crowder above Destiny. I would put liberal men, because liberal men, they at least understand women's true nature, right? They understand this is the nature. Women are whores. We got to adapt because religion used to stop them from doing this. Societal shame, that's all gone. It's gone. So you're not getting your trad wife anytime soon, but you can get a play pretend. And guys, there's some guys, they just want to be lied to. They want to. They really do. They're basically begging. They're basically begging for women to lie to them. And I always know it when I hear men say like what body count they'll accept in the nicest way possible. Alphas know they'll never know, so why worry about it? Where betas will say a number, it's always obscenely low. I'm like, guys, it's 2025. In the nicest way possible. I don't say this in a happy way, but like, come on. You can't be that stupid. You can't. You can't let these girls run circles around you. So, yesterday, I had on... I'm going to actually go to this. Hold on. I kind of want to react to some of the conversation that we had yesterday.
Single. Most young women are...
Kind of want to have... All right. So I thought that it was a good conversation when we had Rachel and them both on. Actually, I'm just going to talk about the points I was going to say. So when I was talking about how women use their relationships and their kids to signal status, it's interesting because I wonder if like we just can't help it. Because whenever I have conversations with women and I point this out, it always defaults to like a story that makes women look good in some way, right? It's always like some story that signals that they're super moral. And guys, I didn't really notice this until it was pointed out to me. What age did you notice the like insane virtue signaling from Christian women? So one of the pushbacks I got was that there's nothing wrong with signaling status. And I wouldn't necessarily say that's an immoral thing. I'm not the most religious person in the world, but I wonder why Christian conservatives think that being prideful is a good thing. I thought that was one of the 7 deadly sins. I don't know. The next thing that I would hear from men and women is that there's nothing wrong with using your relationship and your kids to signal status. We did it in the past. It's a good thing. We need more women to do this to change hearts. And to that I say, how has this e-girl drama not proven that we don't? Because if you encourage that, really, and it's going to happen anyway. The next thing is we need to change the culture. That's like the next one I got. I just don't know how you think you can change the culture when Jesus couldn't. Like they killed him, you know? Isn't that a little like... So my point really is that we are getting closer to the days where traditional women and liberal women have the same goal, but just different ways of getting there. Both liberal and traditional women want their husbands and their family to submit to them and their own selfish desires. The men are emasculated and the kids are pawns in their mother's games for fame and attention. The simps cheer them on and like all of their posts on social media. It becomes pick and choose feminism. They want the benefits of heavy makeup, plastic surgery, working, making money, and anything that gives them power without the cost of giving them up. They want the parts of feminism that actively benefit them and actively choose them while claiming not to be that. A ring really doesn't change the relationship, and they will use the title to seek status instead of letting their character speak for themselves. They'll use their kids to seek status, and the men in the conservative movement do it too. And again, I don't understand what is immoral about thinking that you might be using it. If I see you use your kids for status, that you might be doing that for status. Conservative women sell the dream that we are going back because it gives conservative women power. But this is going to be the default from now on. Now, whenever I see women using their kids for social media, some of the excuses that are given, or boyfriend-husband relationship, is my boyfriend or husband wanted me to do it. And to that I say, did he? Did he? Now, there are exceptions, right? I mean, there's people that work in media, you know, whatever. But I'll kind of look at the chessboard and I'll think, did he? Really? Did he really care? I don't know a single guy that cares about that. Like, they just don't care. They just ignore. They got better stuff to do. The next criticism I got, or excuse I got, is that it's men's fault for not telling women no. That men, they just need to tell women no. But to that I ask, how would they enforce it? When they're married, how do you enforce the no? If you say no, you know what I mean? Like, if I say to a man, like if I'm in a relationship and the guy says to me, don't do something, and I do it, is it his fault? Like, how could he can't hit me anymore, you know? Can't slap him. There's nothing. You cannot hold men responsible for enforcement if you don't give them authority to enforce. The next criticism I got, and Sarah, said this when she called in, she said, why can't you just be happy for me? And to that I thought, are you retarded? I don't know you. Why, I can't be happy or sad for somebody I don't know. I don't know you. This is the internet. I know we get parasocial relationships here, but I don't know you at all. And if I notice a pattern and I'm doing my job, I'm not really gonna, The next excuse I get is it's good for women to get to follow and have children and get married because of trends. But if a woman gets married because of a trend, won't she just divorce when that's a trend? Then I get gaslit even further. They say, Pearl, but it doesn't matter. Why do you say that it doesn't matter? Well, why can't I say it? Why can't I notice that women are using their relationships for status and attention? They call me autistic. Maybe I am, I don't know. Why can't you just be happy for me? And here's what the conservative e-girl drama is really bringing out, is that all women have some things, especially the ones that you think have nothing. Conservative women do not understand that men are afraid of them and shame them and shame men for not enforcing when they have no power to enforce. Conservative women will call men weak when they don't put their wife in check. I mean, I do too. I'm not going to lie to you. I am a woman. I do. Sometimes you guys simp so hard. But at the same time, society doesn't give men power to enforce. What are they supposed to do? And really, my final point is that I think I'm going to do a call-in, by the way. So we should put it in. Actually, I changed my mind. Is that it's better to just assume we're on a subscription model in relationship. All women are whores. And that this is a subscription model going forward. And, these women, what they'll do is they'll claim to be different, but they'll still weaponize the system against men. They'll use reputation destruction, lawsuits, false accusation, the female-friendly revision of the story on the relationship of marriage, parental alienation, prioritizing career over family. And this is not an excuse. This is not even saying they're bad people. But you come to the realization that all women are feminists. Even me, guys, even me. Every single woman is a feminist. Because when it comes down to it, women will not give up power. They won't. They won't give up social media. They won't give up using their kids and their family for clout. They won't give up. They won't not sue. I'm getting threatened with a lawsuit. So I think I'm going to cover this e-girl group chat. I did actually get permission from them to share it. Well, I should say the ones that aren't crazy, the crazy one, I don't really care. Sorry. Actually, I'm going to go through my Twitter right now. I'm a little spacey today. Oh, I had this tweet. Men do things for women because women suck so much at doing things, then they want to save time. It's happened to me today. Someone did something for me because they're like, oh no, when you do it bad. And I was like, I said she's going to be a whore for somebody, so she might as well be a whore for you, King. Yeah, when women can't let out the whore in a relationship, you're cooked. She's going to find someone to do it for her. And that's what conservative men, that's why they get screwed, really. It's because women, the conservative women will gaslight them and be like, yeah, I'm this pure innocent angel, let's do missionary. When really, Chad, Glocktavius, and Tyrone, they were choking her out. And if you can't do that, sorry, fellas. If you can't do that, she's going to find someone who will. She's either going to be a whore with you or someone else. Especially the women telling you they're not. Conservative women will always gaslight and insult you if you point out that they are using their family to build their brand. I liked this tweet. It kind of inspired some of my talking points today. All right, so this is a guy that puts his day game approaches on Twitter. He said, women have two modes, agenda mode, beta buck search mode, and fun mode. Unconsciously looking for the best genetic material to reproduce with mode. These two modes are connected to the female dual mating strategy. Women switch back and forth between these modes, sometimes over long periods of time, party years and safety years, and sometimes within short periods of time, spontaneous hookups versus routine. Yeah, so, women can be in her safety years, and then, she gets the right personal trainer and she's back to who she was at 20. That's what women mean when they say, I lost myself in a marriage. I couldn't be myself. I couldn't be the whore I am. To a man with frame, the agenda mode is completely useless and exploitative against him. He only has a use for the fun mode because only this mode allows women to listen to the tingles that he gives her and to then potentially submit to his will. A woman that is run through has experienced so much stuff, both positively and negatively, that she is unable to enter into this loose, fun mode ever again. She can only operate in agenda mode because she wrongfully believes that by expecting more social control over interactions with men, she could protect herself against disappointments and get what she wants. The problem is that her own agenda mode makes her miserable because it filters for simps and doormats. The ability to become happy for a woman relies on her ability to give up power in favor of a man that she respects and desires. And precisely this ability gets lost if she is ran through. And I just thought that was a good take. I thought it was a good take. Another woman is, I said, I can tell how much a woman is going to torture her husband by how she gets offended. That's why I know Sarah, that poor man. She's treating me like that. How are you going to treat your husband? You know what I mean? Let's see. Women are constantly telling stories. Oh, Morgan Ariel. I guess, see, this is what happens when women don't get their way. They threaten to sue, especially crazy women. So Morgan Ariel says, hey, I just want to clarify based on your commentary from your live stream that your position is that I have HPV after I told you I do not. And, I tried to tell her, because we're in this group chat together, and I told her, I'm like, Morgan, I don't know if me telling people that you beat HPV is like the win that you think it is. I don't think it is. I don't. I'm just being honest. Let me see if they have the screen record. Anyways, do we have Doug MPA on the line? I have a couple other things to bring up. I'll see, but I'm going to see.
I am here. What's going on?
What are your thoughts on the topic?
You're knocking it out of the park this entire saga, and the fact that this blew up. I keep saying, you guys, Pearl is on a one-woman war against these fake trad cons, and she's starting a conversation that needs to be had. The only reason why this class has so much fire is because people know this is going on. People know that there's literally a pipeline where you start to see the ring, and then all of a sudden the husband and the kids, they get dragged out there. It's all for clout. You're making this a conversation. No, this is a conversation that people want to have, but we're too afraid to, and you just brought it out to light. Yeah. So you've been taking a W this entire week.
Thank you. I don't know if this is a W because I think this makes me look bad overall. I won't lie to you. I was thinking about this. I was like, I don't know if this is a W, but at least we're entertained for the week, Well,
I think it's going to be a W in 5 to 7 years when when
I'm right.
When Sarah Stock divorces her husband and takes half of her stuff, and she ends up a single mom out here trying to date with 2 or 3 kids.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy? I find out she's dating a Hispanic guy. How can you be racist if you're also dating a Hispanic guy? It's like right-wing e-girls and race mixing is like... I hate saying that because it's such an autistic thing to say. But you know what I realized? I'm like, these gripers on Twitter have me talking different, where I'll say things that are so weird. I'm like, why am I saying it like that?
And it's funny because when you're in this online space and you're a content creator, your brain starts to talk like that, like inside your head, and you have to change when you go into real life.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I know.
There's so many people, you're like, if you guys could only, okay, I'm talking to a real person here who probably doesn't know any of what I talk about online, so let me filter some stuff out real fast.
Yeah, so I wanted to update you guys on this e-girl group chat. It's already on Twitter. I'm gonna do it. So I made this e-girl group chat, right? And it was just to ask people to come on the show. And just some of this was pretty funny. Let me find this. So Sarah was quite upset. She said, "You kicked me. Can't handle the smoke." Hold on. And to that I say, Sarah, you know, I'm open to have a conversation with you, like an actual conversation about the topic. But what we're not going to do is make this a name-calling match. And I don't understand how this is my position and I'm not religious. Like, shouldn't this, and this is what I mean with the e-girls. The e-girls will be a bitch and then put a Jesus cross on and be like, you know what? I'm one with God. And I'm like, are you? Are you? So, you know, I told her, I said I wasn't going to get into a shouting match with you. I think I'm going to become Orthodox because your husband needs prayers. Lord, help him.
And the thing about it is you offered her a chance to have a discussion, and it turned into an insult and shouting match. And I'm sorry, but your platform is too big to have some 22-year-old coming in here and just turning it into a shouting match like it's the lunchroom in high school. No.
I want to get to the part that inspired today's show. Okay, because this, I mean, it's on, you just have to go to Milo's Twitter. Because there's so much. Sarah, okay. Okay, this is where it started. I said, Sarah, I never insulted you. You're just easily offended. Morgan, I did insult you, but you did post the HPV video. So really, I was quoting you. And then she says, women who are living for Jesus are not having sex outside of marriage. I know many of them, and myself included. You took something from 12 years ago. I made a video on my ministry on YouTube and used it to lie and defame me. And I said, you said you had HPV, Morgan. How is that defamation? You said it. Now you say it to your followers. Which is it? I said, oh, wait, all right, Morgan, I apologize, but come on. You cannot put defamation on me. Wait, let me get, there's like 3 convos going on in this. Oh my God. I asked the girls in here, they said it was fine if I covered this, so it is. Conservative, wait, where's the, I can't, oh my God. Oh, I said, oh, okay. Then Emily Saves America leaves the group chat, right? So then Morgan starts going off, right? And it's just like ironic because it's like the Christian women, right? Oh my gosh. Where is it? I'm so sorry. Oh, so she said the feminist whore left the group chat. And I go, Morgan, do you not see the irony of you calling her a whore? Like, do you not see and she goes, no, I've been abstinent for 6 years and I'm living for Christ. I go, you live for Christ while bullying women on the internet? Really? And then I said, you don't get a get out of jail free card because you stopped whoring. That's like Jordan Belfort lecturing me on not stealing. She goes, I was never a whore. I go, what does my commentary have to do with promiscuity? I go, you're doing the same thing to Emily. Most people consider single moms with STIs whores, Morgan. Are you really going to nitpick me on a technicality today, truly? No one cares if you beat HPV. It's that you got it. And then she said she was abstinent. And I'm like, I see why you're so stuck up. 6 years, no sex. Just kill yourself. No, not actually. But like, oh my gosh. Anyways. But that's what made me like, do you guys not see and this happened to a girl on Twitter too, where, let me find this. Oh my gosh, this Catholic girl. She goes, Emily, if I'm being honest, Emily's at least honest, and I'm going to give her that, right? Because let's compare Emily to Candace Owens. Candace Owens says she's never been a whore, right? Or she implies that. She says she wasn't gold digging, but her actions, if we look at what she did marry rich, right? I'm not saying that's wrong. But Emily is like, yeah, I want to marry rich. and I did sleep around. What now, conservatives? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I actually think Emily, and I don't agree with the ring thing, but can we at least call a spade and say she's being honest? I mean, to be honest, like, she doesn't have any kids out of wedlock, right? Like, like a lot of the women criticizing her, she's in a better position because she doesn't have a kid. All right, so she posted like this thing in the Hamptons, and this girl says, modern conservatives, a bunch of gay dudes and a boss bitch with a body count higher than the national debt. And she said, a happy Catholic girl. That's so sweet. And I go back here and the Catholic girl goes, yes, I'm happy. I'm not you. You're welcome to join me at Mass. And I said, I have never seen worse marketing for Catholicism in my life. And, because I think what happened, and like what I've gathered is, I think Emily had like some video that went viral of her whoring. I think not like, this is what I've heard. I don't know. Like there's some video years ago of her doing something at an event. And I was thinking about this and I'm like, how many of the women going off on her have done stuff too? They just didn't get caught, right? So, and I was thinking, I'm like, this Olivia chick, it's just really ironic that it's like you're being mean and then saying, come to Mass. Like, I don't understand how they don't see the irony. Do you know what I mean? Like, imagine if a guy was like, oh, you're sexual, like if you went up to someone and said, you're so bad to women, but come to Mass with me. You'd be like, what? And I'm like, do they not? And then on top of that, they do the same thing. They virtue signal. Pearl, I think we can both agree that this is better than a group of gay black conservatives. And I'm like, do you know what? With the ego you guys have, I don't think it is. I think I'd take the gay guys because they don't really have an ego, right? And I'm not saying that's better, but you get the thought exercise. And I said, wow, a sundress. You guys must be so pure. And then I think she crashed out further. Let me go back. It's like they'll think they're saving the white race. They'll think they're saving the white race by marrying or by wearing a sundress. I'm like, okay, you had 2 kids at 32. Let's see. Oh, she's going back. No one is claiming purity. Okay, Olivia, if you're not claiming purity, then what are you going after Emily for? I got to be honest. I didn't like the ring comment, but I felt a little bad. I'm like, half of these girls probably have done the same thing. They're just doing a holier than thou, just to include more people in faith. What's wrong with trying to promote Christianity? And I really think that Christian women, they become religious because they can't make it as whores. And they just have like the worst personalities. So then they go to religion. They're like, they can't get a guy to commit just off of being likable. So they have to put a cross. Guys, it's time to date OnlyFans models. I think it's time. Like at this point, I'm so black-pilled. And it's all the women trying to market conservatism that black-pill me. So when I hear we need more women doing this, and I'm like, do we? Do we? I mean, I know it's a little hypocritical. I am a hypocrite, you know, so, but I'm just being honest here when I say, I don't know. Doug MPA, you got any thoughts?
It's just you're just pointing out harsh realities, man.
Like, they keep saying she got like finger banged in a lobby, and I'm like, okay, none of you been finger banged before. A Catholic girl hasn't been finger banged. Yeah, right.
Or, you know, it's funny because my neighborhood.
Wait, should I tweet that? Are the Catholic girls going to pretend? On this app.
So in my neighborhood, you know, we had a bunch of Mormon families, man. And let me tell you, Mormon girls, good Lord, you want to talk about some horrors, dude. And guys, put in the chat if you've had an experience with Mormons and how much of horrors Mormon girls are when they're young. And they don't even do it. Remember on the STD show where they said that there were schools in Utah getting what, like armpit chlamydia or something like that.
Yeah, I'm like, you guys just are not. You're not gonna fool me. Like, I know. The ring comment was, but in a way, I'm like, at least Emily's being honest here. Like, I don't understand why nobody can give her a point for honesty. She's doing the exact same thing the women in the flower dresses are doing. She's just saying it openly. Yeah,
I would agree. And because someone in the chat said that Emily's doing a bad job of hiding all this. I'm like, no, she's not hiding it at all. Emily's not hiding anything. She's letting her goals be known. You know, I think, like he said, out of all of them, Emily is the most honest one. 100% agree. And in these spaces, I would add a point or two to Emily for being so honest. 100%.
Because who's a bigger whore? Like, who would you pick, Doug? You're a single guy. You have to pick Emily. Fuck, marry, kill. Okay. Of these e-girls. So you got Emily. You got Morgan Ariel. She's a single mother with a kid that used to have HPV, but I guess she beat it. Who else is in the group chat? You got Emily, who, you know, there's a video of her getting finger blasted, I think. I don't know.
And she kind of has a big mouth.
Yeah. That's the third one. Who should be my third one? Should be my third. Who's in this group chat? Let me go back. Do you know what's crazy? Whenever some girl tries to signal purity to me, somebody in the next 24 hours tells me a story about something she did that was insane. Owen, I can't say it, you know, but I'll be like, you guys were calling me that and you were doing that, you know.
Wait, so you said that Morgan is a single mom?
Yeah, she's a single mom with HPV.
Did she have kids in wedlock or out of wedlock?
Out of wedlock.
And was that before she was saved? Because that kind of goes to the monologue of the show.
Yeah, correct. Before she was saved.
She got a pat. See, this is what we're talking about right here, guys.
I know. And she's saying, Pearl, just say Juan from Mundo is okay. Juan from Mundo Nuevo, Veracruz. Okay. I don't know. Thank you. $100. Thank you. I don't know if you were trying to make me say a swear or something. That's why I was. You know what I mean? Like when they try to get you to say the N-word.
It's a trap, Pearl. It's a trap.
I know. I was like, is this? Like, you're not getting me today. Okay. Fuck
ethics
me.
says, Doug, you're doing a good job repping the male opinion here and motivation. Believe me, I wouldn't mention it if it wasn't true. Good job, bro. Ethics, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Go ahead.
Okay, so you got Emily or Morgan Ariel. Who are you picking?
Emily, for sure.
Okay, you got Emily or the girl from yesterday. I know this is tough one.
Or Isabel?
No, Sarah.
Oh, I mean, that mouth, no way. Like Emily, the worst, okay. The girl from yesterday is impossible. Emily is just from California. So if Emily moved away from California, she'd let all that California stuff go, I think. But that girl from yesterday, no, she's way too far gone. The way that she was talking, and yeah, I mean, I would think that Emily has lived a little more, has relationship experience, and I could tolerate her more than the girl yesterday, 100%.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like, I think they hate Emily because I think she'll have better outcomes than a lot of them, actually, even despite it. And I think that's why they're kind of mad, is because she's probably the best looking. I mean, Sarah probably is better because she's younger, but like in terms of facial symmetry, I'd put Emily at the highest. Like I would put her at the best looking.
Emily has a great face, a good face card for sure. 100%.
She's a good body. So I'm like, I think they kind of hate her because I think she'll win. Even with the I think she'll win. I really do.
Well, Emily is already with the type of guy that she wants. And I think that she's ready to take that step with that guy, the way that she's talking. We'll just have to see if she's ready to leave her, all this Emily Saves America behind if she scores a guy that she wants. Because the biggest red flag is if you were to see a ring, a picture of Emily's hand with a ring on it in a field with no man. And then her start posting, the conservative post my family pipeline. So if Emily scores the man she's with, because didn't she say that she's with a rich guy? I think she said that she's with a rich guy.
I think she is.
Yeah. If she leaves that behind when she marries the guy, she's going to be good.
They said she has a bad nose, but I'm like, well, you can fix that. That's an easy fix. I just think Christian women are like the least self-aware women ever. Like they'll be so mean, and you're like, and then they'll be like, come to my church, and you're like, if any of the guys and you guys don't have to like, if you guys have any thoughts on the topic, the guys that are doing the show, I think your comments would be kind of funny, the production guys. But you guys don't have to. If you have no comment, you could say that too. I'm going to actually text someone I know to call in because I think it'll be funny. Okay, so if you guys just have thoughts on conservative women, or if you've seen anything, what do you think the question should be today, Doug?
Let's just, because we're talking about having a past. You know what? How about this? Have any of you, what is the biggest thing that a woman has been forgiven for?
Oh, that's
whether that be religious or whether that be in social circles. What's the worst thing you've seen people let a woman back into the group for? Or what's the worst thing that a woman got saved for and thinks that her being saved erases her previous life? Was she a drug dealer? Was she a whore? Did she have multiple kids by multiple men? Where you thought that she's cooked and then all of a sudden she's front row in the church, or one of your simp friends were like, oh, but she's so hot, bro. What's the worst thing? I try to think, is there anyone I know where they just took a huge L and they got, I've just seen, from the state I'm from, I've seen a lot of single mothers get second chances.
Yeah.
And I'm talking women that were just reckless hoeing around, and somehow they found a guy or they were in church. So I've seen that a lot. Mm-hmm. Where it used to be single mothers used to not be able to show their their faces in church. It's just like when I was young, if you says my neighbor and her best friend had 4+ kids from 3 different men, both, and they all got semi-decent guys to take. Oh my goodness. I'm from the time where when I was in high school, if you got pregnant as a teenage mom, you disappeared. You were just gone. So yeah, I come from a different time.
I really liked that thing that I read earlier. A woman is ran through once she's had too much trauma to give up power to a man that she finds attractive.
Yeah, 100% true.
And like sometimes that's one. Sometimes the mom traumatizes them, and they're like afraid to, you know, like the religious trauma, like they're afraid to date or do anything.
We're gonna have to do a show on religious trauma. We'll do one next week.
Yeah, because that's why, honestly, that's why they screw these Christian guys, because they tell them, oh, just find a good Christian woman. It's like there's no good Christian women, none. There's none.
Yeah, and
there's not.
And let's say you find one. How long is she gonna be good? What motivation does she have to stay good? There's no motivation. None. So guys, make sure to like the video if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. We're at almost 27,000, over 2 million. You guys are 2 million. We're on our way to 3 million. And there's 572 people in here. Let's try to get to 100% engagement. So 500 likes. Thank you to all the YouTube regulars for being here. I really appreciate it. There were some people talking trash in the chat. So if you want to come up, Molly.
What were they
and
saying?
A couple of others.
What were they saying? I didn't see.
Oh, no, they were just, Pearl keeps talking about this because she's jealous. Where's her ring? Blah, blah, blah. Come up, hit the link and say it to Pearl's face.
Maybe I'll get one and I'll live stream it. Can we put a poll in the chat? Should I have a kid this year and live stream it on Twitter? I think maybe I'll do it. If you guys say, I might have to.
Yeah, you'd be like all the rest of these trad cons out here. Let me see if there's any Pearl reads. Oh, there is one Pearl read on the website. Do you want to read it or you want me to read it?
Can you read it?
Ben Hunter. Oh, first off, I'll say hi to William Shane. Good to see you. Omni Man. Good to see you. Kyle C. Good to see you. Ben Hunter says this Sarah Stock Twitter fiasco shocked me into seeing just how racist a lot of these tradcon white egos are. Their reflex go to insult Pearl because she slept with black guys.
Yeah, I know. They're very racist. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I actually think Nick is less racist than them. I really do. Like, I swear. I'm like, because you know what? Nick, he's like respectful and he'll have a conversation. He might say he might disagree with it or something, but he's not going to like insult you. But these e-girls, they're vicious, man.
100% true.
What is the worst thing if you're a girl? Oh, well, what's the question a woman has been forgiven for in church?
Yeah, whether it be in let back in, or whether it be in church, or whether it be a social group.
Let's see what else.
We have 3 callers, so let me know when you want me to bring them
you
in.
can bring them up. While I'm doing this, I have a couple people I think would be good callers. I'm just sending it to.
Okay. First up, we have Leon. Are you there? Leon's probably listening to the YouTube chat because everybody is. I'm going to give him 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. How's it going?
Doing great. Yes. Talking about conservative women, it was a rare sight. The first time since 2012 that I have seen a real conservative woman. And basically, it was event where there's some sort of farewell and all the nice stuff for the guy who did his job, and it was a military event, and the captain was on a very difficult assignment. He had to work day and night for 2 straight years, and he was thanking his wife. So I looked at his wife. She had a bun, nice and tight bun in the back of her head, and I can tell, natural hair, no colors. She had a nice plain dress, solid color, and she had 4 kids, with one of them is less than 2 years old, meaning she was taking care of all the kids while he worked day and night, because that's a requirement for his job.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, wow, I have not seen this kind of woman, because she was happy to be there next to her husband, taking care of all the kids. And from my experience with other people's and my own, a lot of women will bail on that, because he pretty much left out with all the kids for 2 straight years. He will come home and he will walk at home. He'll wake up early in the morning, come back just for dinner, So there are conservative women, but as I said earlier, that was the second time I've seen such a woman since 2012.
And have you ever seen a woman forgiven for something crazy and then still let back into the church community?
I'm not into the church community, so I can't say what happens in church community. This is as an outside viewer. I've seen what happens, what kind of people go to church and drama and all the stuff you were mentioned. But what I was trying to point to was a real conservative woman will put her family and whatever religion and customs that they will ascribe to first before herself or her fame, her status in what you're talking about right now, right? So look at me, I got a husband. Look at me, I got a family.
So
she will care much less about it.
So then you would agree that these women that feel the need to put their whole lives on social media, it's not the right thing for them to do, right?
Exactly, because as men, we have to walk, right? If we don't walk, we don't get nothing. If we got nothing, nobody give a damn about us, right? And when we're working hard to fulfill the objective of building ourselves up, we don't have time for so much social media, right? The same thing should apply to the woman who claims to be conservative, that she is family first. If she is taking care of 4 kids like that woman was doing, she had no crazy makeup on her face, no eyelashes, nothing. She was dressed plain. And that was it, because she wasn't trying to get attention to herself. The replacement, he had a wife too, 3 kids. She had a Christian tattoo on the back of her, like open dress. She was wearing a sundress. It's summer. Okay, it's great to wear a sundress. She had a Christian tattoo, makeup, appropriate, but well known that she is the star of the show in this case, right? So nobody's mistaking her for anything else other than the wife of the replacement officer. So
you know why she does that, right? Because
yes,
I always say when men win, everyone wins. And when women win, they win for themselves. Conservative women realize that if they pour into their man and their family, ultimately they win.
Yes, because I think not so much conservative or anything as such, but for men, majority, we recognize that if we don't achieve anything, we are treated as nothing. So we will build something, a legacy, something that we can leave behind, right? So we are in nature builders, and we expect a conservative so-called woman to be a builder as well, to build something together.
Yep,
but when the woman is not in that mindset, she is like, I'm building, but I'm building my brand, not a legacy, not the kids, not the husband, not the church, not the community. That is not a conservative, truly in the sense that we understand as men, right? We will be like, okay, I'm going to jump into the river and there's a torrent, and I'm going to try to save these 2 kids because I'm risking my life for the community. I'm trying to build that, right? Even though it's not my kids. Do women come with a value in their heart?
Leon, hold on. Pearl,
Yes.
what were you gonna say, Pearl?
No, I just I think we got to move to the next caller. That's all.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks for calling in, Leon. Have a good one.
Thanks for calling in.
Okay. Because that literally just hit 4 minutes. All right, we'll bring up Rodolfo. Rodolfo, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. How's it going?
Hey, Rodolfo, how are you? How are you?
He's on mute. You're on mute, Rodolfo.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
Hey, so what's the craziest thing that you've seen a woman get away with?
Well, I have like a surface level understanding of the drama going in these last couple of years, but the most recent that comes to mind is Ashley St. Clair, Nala, the big nose.
Yeah.
And allegedly. What's that third girl? Oh, I can't remember her name, but on her Twitter, I think she got into it with you a lot too, Pearl, but she was a Christian, but on her Twitter bio, it would say ex-porn director or actor or something.
Oh my God.
And it was like Christian, mother, ex-porn actor. And I tweeted her, I was like, why do you have an ex-porn? Like, why is that in your bio? No one needs to know that. Like, you left that life behind. And she got into it with me, and then she took it off later on. But those are the only three that come to my mind. Is that, like, you know, I'm going to out myself, but when Charlie was talking about how, and a lot of conservatives do this too, right-leaning people, I won't have trolls, I won't have Nick Fuentes, I won't have Milo, you know, blah, blah, blah. But here they have ex-porn stars.
Oh my gosh, that's such a good point. Yeah, that's a great point.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, sorry. I just said that's a great point. No, because they'll say they won't have Nick on, but they'll have porn stars. What a joke. Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like Nick is just saying things. It's not like he has people in his basement or something. He's not beating anyone. He's just talking. But you have these women and men doing, and I hate that I conflated that. That's so dumb of me. But but you have these women out here doing horrible, you know, abortions, lying about rape and all these other things, but they get platforms. They get to speak their mind on Twitter. They get to be unchallenged. But, you know, Tim Pool, and I don't want to get you in trouble with his fans or anything, but, you know, when he had a debate with Andrew Wilson, he wouldn't let Andrew say anything. And any, you know, common sense, like yourself, any common sense person, he won't let them speak at all. But anybody who's more of a liberal type, like Destiny, he just lets them talk and talk and talk forever. But anybody who's, I don't know what we call ourselves, you know, central or whatever, they just tell us to shut up and listen to them. And it's ridiculous because, you know, they believe that sexual immorality is a danger to society, but here they are letting these people speak and taking pictures with them. And it's just crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. And like Charlie Kirk, when he had Nala on his podcast and he won't have Nick on. I'm going to tweet this. Sometimes you guys give me great tweets. Let me get.
I'm sorry?
Sorry. Sometimes you guys give me great tweets. Keep going.
Yeah, I charge 10%. No.
Yeah, if Twitter paid, I would. Twitter is like it's like charity. They pay like nothing. Go ahead.
But yeah, no, I thought it was when she was up there speaking to Charlie on that Charlie's college campus thing, and then I found out that she was going to be a speaker at the event. I was blown away. I was like, you know what? It's over. Like nobody. Like guys really can't get a space to just be men anymore. And, you know, it's whoever's fault, whatever, that we're past that conversation. But here they are, all the gatekeepers.
Are you on Twitter? I'll tag you. You inspired this one.
I'm not going to lie to you. I got banned a couple times. So.
Okay. All right. Is there something you want me to put in the comment?
You can just Frito pie. You know,
Frito pie. Thank you.
Yeah,
Frito pie for the inspiration. Cool.
But what I find really annoying is, and I might be repeating myself, so I apologize, but that's what I find really annoying is that nobody. Like Andrew Tate, for example, he never, as far as I know, he's not advocating for you to beat anybody or anything like that. He's just giving you an understanding of how the world works now. And of course, we're not talking about every woman out there and every man out there. We're not saying that this applies to everyone and at every time 100%. It's just like, hey, you know that if you get with the stripper girl, your life is going to be a little harder than if you got somebody that worked at McDonald's or, something like that. Like, just, life is life, and the decisions you make, you'll reap the consequences. And no one is saying that you shouldn't date a single mom as an authority or anything like that. We're just telling you, like, hey, if you want to date a single mom, that's fine. No, I knew you were going to say that. But what I mean is, like, it's not like we're saying as your parent, like, hey, you shouldn't date them. It's just like, hey, if you do, your life is going to be a lot harder than if you did it this other way. But yet we're the ones attacked. And yet you had this ex-porn star doing gangbangs the other day, and now she's at church talking to people about Jesus. It's like, it's kind of hard to get that image out of your head. And I don't understand what's going on with mainstream churches and everything that's on public right now. But I think that's the most frustrating point that we have with, like, men, we have with society, is that why can't we tell women, why can't we draw a line somewhere? And why are we painted as the bad guys? It's because they know that if we're proven right, then all
Here's the thing.
Is going away.
We can draw a line, though, because remember, men, we speak with our money and our actions. You see more men disengaging and spending less on. So we are. It's just, see, women talk, men act. Understand what I'm saying? So, so we are drawing a line.
No,
it's just not talked about as much.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we are, but it's just like Charlie Kirk. It's, hey, put down your video games and be a man. It's like, well, Charlie, shut up. Like, you make thousands of dollars. You eat steak dinners like nothing. We got guys out here who are debating whether to buy a meal, a microwave meal for the next 3 days or pay for in gas. Like, you're in another world.
Because that child support hits them every 2 weeks, and the alimony hits them every 2 weeks.
And then she rocks a hip piece. Charlie likes a finger somewhere, and Charlie likes this. And then all of a sudden he's going to be on our side, but he never will. They're never going to admit anything.
Yeah, they make too
we
much.
didn't think so.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Pearl.
They make too much money in denial. Even Crowder's gotten a little bit more red pilled, but he's still.
That's what I was saying, because we didn't think that Crowder would be over here either. But
he doesn't go all the way though. Like, he's still only, like, I'd say 60% there, 70.
I think it's because he wants to have that hope.
Let it die. Subscription.
Let it die, buddy.
It's not the end of the world. It's just a subscription model, right? Like, we used to.
I think it's.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, we used to have, like, lifetime models, and they just don't. Now everything's subscription based, including women. So good luck, fellas.
Yeah.
Cool.
And, like, we just all live in this world. Like, someone told me that we haven't had a bald president since television was made. And I know that's a funny fact, but like, our vision of love and our vision of romance and all this other stuff has been structured towards buying things, and it's all consumerism. Like, I was telling my girlfriend the other day about the diamond ring, how that came about. And even though we know the truth, we can't pull away from it as a society. We're just too far gone. But, it's going to happen.
The saddest part about the diamond industry is they make diamonds that are cheaper, and people still buy the diamonds out of the ground like they're worth more than regular diamonds. It's just like someone that tries to say that they can taste the difference between wild caught crab and crab bought in a grown in like a factory or something. I can't taste the difference, but we still assign more value to these things for some reason. I have no idea why. But all right, we're gonna move on to the next person.
Oh no, thank you.
That was
I
a
appreciate
great
you.
point.
Hey,
Thanks for coming up.
No, thank you, Pearl. You are God's angel on this planet. Thank you for everything. No simping, but thank you.
All right, thank you.
Have a good one.
Yeah, guys, feel free to super chat because these women can and probably will drag me to court. I'm going through one right now. I'm like,
do me a favor, go to the document and click the last two.
Okay.
The last two TikToks.
Okay. It's so expensive to go against women. I was thinking about this. That's why they keep winning. Is there's just way too much money. There's like way too much money in just giving women what they want.
100%.
Yeah, so it's like, all right, let's see what this girl says. Is this a TikTok?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here. Oh, but it's from a YouTube video. Let me make this full screen.
God saved me from prostitution and doing worldly music. I was a worldly artist and a lot of other things, but mostly I want to focus on prostitution and how God pulled me out of that thing and explain why I gave up doing worldly music. Even when I had the clout, the followers, I worked hard to build a name for myself in my city.
Yeah, so what happened is she was who women are, right, which is a whore. And different women, like, guys, all women are whores for somebody, okay? If your girl is not a whore, if she's not a whore for you, it's just not you. And I hate to say that.
You're just not that guy.
You're just not that
guy.
Yeah, if she's not sleeping with you pretty much right away. That's why they screw these Christian guys, because they tell them to select for women that don't like them. Like Ben Shapiro begged his wife to marry him. That's a terrible idea. Even if it works out, even if they stay together for a long time, it doesn't matter, because the woman, when she's not attracted to the guy, she'll make his life hell. She'll be naggy. She'll be bitchy.
That's why I keep telling Pearl that we have to redefine this whole thing where if a woman sleeps with you on the first date, that she's automatically a whore. No, guys, you want to be the one she wants to sleep with on the first date. You don't want to be the one she makes wait. If she wants to sleep with you on the first date, that's actual attraction right there. Don't just automatically rule out a woman who sleeps with you on the first date, because that means that she's honestly attracted. Don't be the guy she makes wait, guys. Don't do it.
Yeah, they're like, Pearl, are you a whore? For who? And that's the real question. For who? Every girl, and that's what I try to explain. But what happens is the betas come in and they start shaming women sexually, right? And then that's when women start hiding it. Is because alphas accept women's true nature because they've been that guy. They do prefer women with low body counts, right? But the guys screaming about the body counts, it's usually guys that can't get laid because they're the ones that have to accept it. Because the guys like Leonardo DiCaprio, I bet he's taken quite a few virginities. He's not worried about it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the guys that are running through women, those are the guys getting the virgins. It's not unfortunately, right? But yeah, we don't. So yeah, so anyways, there's whores that win and whores that lose. And when women go to church, they're just a whore that lost. There's whores that, and sometimes like how far did she whore? It's different. It could have been she got heartbroken once and then went to church. It could have been she did porn. It could have been, women basically go from alpha to alpha guy, or they stick around like one alpha that they have a situationship and then get relationships and cheat with the They get relationships with the beta and then just cheat with the old guy. I'm revealing all the secrets, right? When women, if a girl ever tells you she has a low body count, she's either recycling, she's either going back to somebody, or she's lying. Yep.
Cool.
I know I hate saying alphas, guys, but there's no other word. You guys all, I could start like putting in Leonardo or the fiance. I mean, that's what all women's movies are about. Women get comfort from one. And it's tough because you give up power with alphas because they're the only ones that have power. A guy with morals has no power. I'm sorry, he doesn't. Because if a girl knows that a guy has morals and will stick with you no matter how much of a bitch you are, if a girl knows that about a guy, the only power you have as a man is to walk away. So it's like when you're like, oh, I don't believe in divorce. Oh my gosh, you're saying abuse me. You're saying you can do whatever you want and you can treat me terrible and I will accept it. They lead men to slaughter the church. The church has blood on their hands. Yeah. I think the church is losing. Well, yeah, I do. You have anything else to add before I play this?
No, you hit it right on the head.
Look, is Leonardo DiCaprio an alpha to everybody? No. Look, some girls, I'm sure, viewed him as a provider guy, right? I use that as an example because I say when women are selecting for genetic material, so if you meet a woman over a certain age, you are more likely going to be on the provider track where she comes to you and she has an agenda. However, there are moments when women, they get rid of the agenda, right? There's certain environments where women are like, I'm just going to get rid of the agenda and I'm just going to have fun and I'm going to select for genetic material. So like if you meet a girl on vacation, then you're more likely to select for genetic material because she has the plausible deniability of the reputation not harming her, right? Well, the more reputation, the more a woman's reputation is on the line, the more she has to be in agenda mode because it'll bite her in the ass. She can't give up the power of her reputation because that's what you're doing when you're sleeping with someone. He has your reputation in his hands. So do the women, right? But that's why like the social media gives women more power because it's more anonymous, you know.
The name for myself in my city and around the world and on my platform. And I completely deactivated my original Instagram with all my followers and lost it all to give my life to God. What's up, guys? It's your girl, Jay.
Okay, how many followers you got now? I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to wait. But of course, it's like with a guy. All right.
And God delivered me from prostitution. So basically, it started... I remember just auditioning when I was 18 at in a strip club, and I won first place. It won a lot of money, and I was like, sign me up. Boy, was I young and naive.
And that's always what that's always their get out of jail free card. It's like I was young and naive. They're never honest. It's always I was young and naive. Never I was a whore because I wanted to be, because I like having sex and I like being naked because it gives me attention. It's never that. It's never that. And that's why the conservative women are miserable. They can't tell their husbands, right? They can't be like, honey, I need you to slut me out today. So, and the guys put this expectation on a woman of like purity. And a lot of times women just can't live up to that. They can't. Yeah, so some women can for a period of time, but usually, even with Nala, like that's why you see like the slut come out where like she's baking a cake and then she's like making a weird face, like a sexual face. Yeah, so. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no. I was just laughing. She's making a weird face while she can't turn that side of her off. She's making a pie, but she's making those little faces that, you know what I'm saying? Those content creator faces.
Well, that's why the men have to scare women into like, you're going to hell if you have sex, because they're like, okay, we can't. the society's going to destabilize if we don't strap you with a beta. And the women are like, no, you're going to make me be with a dork. And the dads are like, yup. And the women are like, no. And the women are like,
a lot of these women, that's a fate worse than death.
Yeah.
Is being with a dork that they don't like.
And the women are like, no, I will fight for abortion. I will fight for dating apps. I will fight. Yeah. All right, let me go.
My dream career of being an artist, I was investing in myself. So I'm thinking I'm doing the right thing. I'm making this fast money, shooting music videos. My looks are top tier. My visuals are top tier. You know, I'm putting it all back into myself. So I was thinking I was doing the right thing. It started off innocent, just dancing. And then next thing you know, it was like kind of like getting customers' phone numbers and meeting with them outside the club and you know, making money off of them. And then next thing you know, it went all the way to prostitution, to straight up just selling yourself.
How does it straight up go? That's the thing. That's the biggest phenomenon that I've seen. Oh my gosh. And you see, is this the same girl? Yeah, it is. See, the slut's coming out. She's demonstrating exactly what I said. Her boobs are out. You better say I treat you well, I will. It's good, I can tell. What? It's muted?
No, muted so you don't hear the music.
My bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you see she's doing the sexual dances and she's doing it with the kid. So that's what happens when you believe these Christian women. I want you guys to believe none of them. Oh, she's done nothing at 18? Really, she did nothing in high school. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so.
Tell you, you know my opinion on this whole thing, man.
What?
These are my views, not Pearl's views, but I'm telling you, American black men have the worst women to choose from, dude. There are none worse, especially the mothers, dude.
Okay, your best relationship, what race was it?
What's that?
Your best relationship, what race was it?
Not black.
Really? No, I'm curious. Asian, white, like Hispanic?
Either white or West African, and I wouldn't consider West African black.
Okay. All right, let's see this next one.
As I stated at the start, I've not only been a producer,
okay, wait, let me...
but I've also been a heavily addicted consumer. I found it harder to let go of my business in the adult film industry than I did with my own addiction to the content. There was no specific moment God...
Okay, so you can't hear this that much, but she said, I found it harder to leave the adult industry than I found to watch it. Women like being the center of attention. Women like having sex on camera. Like, I am telling you, if they banned corn, women would be the ones to protest because they're the ones like the center of attention. I mean, if any of you guys have made a sex tape, whose idea was it? Whose idea was it? Was it yours or was it hers? All right.
From being a consumer of porn, and let me tell you why. When I got saved, my ex took over the adult page we had because I refused to film or be a part of the site anymore. I was so consumed with the things of God and was disgusted with the fact I had been dragging so many other people into sin.
Yeah, so they'll say, I was dragged into sin, I was dragging. It's like, no, they just wanted to do it. They did. This audio is kind of bad. You can't hear it, can you? But yeah, you get the idea.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was so low. Sorry about that.
I mean, it's okay. The horror just will always come out. Is anyone else on the chat or on the line?
Yeah, we have. We'll let Sean in because he's always a good call. Sean, your Sean. And then we had the other Sean in here, our good friend, but he ducked out. Hey, Sean, how's it going, buddy? Sean, you're on mute. Sean, now your camera's on. I don't know if you want to be seen. Sean? Sean, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll have to get you next time, Sean, or I'm going to put you back in the waiting room. So that is everybody, unless you want to try to... Oh, hold on. Oh, here we go.
What?
Russ, are you there? Russ, oh, he's joining. Is this like Russ?
What Russ?
Russ, are you there? Hey, it's Russ, and let's go. Like
Hey,
Private Eye Russ.
Oh, he showed up. Hey, how's it going?
Hey.
What is up, guys?
Hey, you know what? We're going to do a quick panel because we have another friend of the channel. I'm going to bring our good friend Sean in. Hey, Sean, Russ. What's going on, guys?
What's goody?
Hey. We got a super chat for the documentary, $20. Thank you, guys. Welcome to the show. So today we're talking about what is the craziest thing you've seen a woman get away with in a church community and be taken back into the community.
So, because what we were talking about earlier, a lot of these e-girl conservative women, they're conservative now, but they went to like a major university and got dug out by the football team. They're single moms. Their godly marriage is their second or third marriage. You know what I'm saying? So what have you guys seen where you're like, okay, you're claiming to be a Christian now, but weren't you the girl that was getting banged out by half the basketball team in college? So what's the worst thing you've seen?
I've got a good one, but this was from years ago. I might even be able to find the news article at some point. But there was a church. I think it was there's actually a news article about this, man. It was a big scandal. It was out in Louisiana, and a pastor was having sexual relations with all the women in the church. Unfortunately, or I mean, I guess predictably, black church, and so he wound up spreading HIV to like 12 or 15 women.
Oh, my gosh.
Now, going backwards, though, the woman who gave it to him was diagnosed with it, was a married woman. She got it from her husband, and she started having sex with as many people as she could to get revenge on men in general. The pastor got fired. He actually wound up trying to sue the church to get his job back because some of these dudes are just brazen as hell. And they wound up forgiving her, and I think they made her like an associate pastor of the church.
Oh, my goodness,
my
man.
gosh.
Yeah, that was I remember when I read that article because, I used to be head of security for a large congregation years ago. And so, I mean, you would see terrible things at the church I was at. The pastor's wife, beautiful woman, very gracious lady, one of the most gracious ladies you'll ever meet. A woman decided, I had to intercept her. She tried to rush the stage to stab the pastor's wife. And so I intercepted her, and I was able to keep the fact that she had a blade in her hand out of everybody's view, stick it in my pocket. She was a small lady from Liberia, very violent lady. And so the associate pastor decides he doesn't want to get her arrested. He wants to forgive her and let her come back to church. I'm sitting there like, this lady almost stabbed the pastor's wife.
Oh, and my gosh.
He let her come back. Literally, I tell everybody, every white hair I have is from that job working at that church. It was hell, literally. There was always something going crazy, always something going down. It never makes the news because nobody wants to be that church where somebody, something bad happened to somebody. But like my car got vandalized. Like I had my windows broken, I had tires slashed, I had my car keys because I was the security guy who was stopping everybody from doing all the hijinks. But yeah, the worst one I've ever heard was that one about the HIV thing. I don't think it ever got any. I hadn't heard anything any worse than that.
So actually, I have a question. So I don't know. Have you followed this e-girl beef or no? You got better things to do.
I saw snippets on your feed, but I'm not sure exactly. I guess some of them have been doing the like the virtue signaling, which is pretty typical. You already know my views on the trad con wives. I think it's just it's a con job. You're not getting anything better from these women than anybody else. But so what happened? Somebody tried to go at you?
Yeah. Well, it all started because one girl, the insults, I'll say, started because a single mother basically called this girl a whore, right? She was like, I think there was some video of her being a hoe when she was like 22 or something. Like not like a sex tape, but just like, I think she was making out with someone or something, right? And I was thinking about it, and I asked Doug MPA, I listed the 3 women, and I said, fuck, marry, kill. Which one would you pick? And he said he would pick the girl that they were all calling a whore, right? And I was wondering if, in your experience, the girl that everyone's insulting is the one that men want usually. Like, because you do a lot of PI stuff. Is that true, untrue?
Here's the thing. Yes. Matter of fact, I just did a video to guys will go after the same chick, even if they know that chick is, all over the place, just because they know she's available and not particularly difficult to, guys like, low hanging fruit. Yeah. Not all, but, people like, low hanging fruit. And if she's easy, then guys are going to go for it, because if you can get the cookies without having to really work for it, then why wouldn't you? Right. Yeah. And the women that are more difficult, to get to, then, maybe that's your girlfriend or future wife, But yeah, it does happen a lot. But everything's situational. But yeah, guys would definitely want to go after women that are known to be like, I know a group of guys. Matter of fact, I think I posted a video about it today. Mm-hmm. I think I sent you a message about Patient Zero. Mm-hmm. Patient Zero is a sugar baby who, and a lot of these dudes, these sugar daddies, they'll all like sponsor the same chick. Mm-hmm. Which is a little bit weird, but she wound up burning all of them. They all got the clapper from her. And one of them was like sending me pictures of her, like, oh, look, she looks normal. I said, okay, well, what is she supposed to look like if she's got an STD? Like she gonna have open sores on her face or something, or lesions? And
well, the interesting thing,
you can tell.
The interesting thing was, I actually think that the other girl that was calling her a whore is slutty, or she was a single mom. It's like, yeah, the other girl might have the original post was she got like finger blasted in like the lobby or something. That's what they said. And I'm like, really? None of you Christian women got finger blasted? Come on.
Oh my God.
Can we be real here? Can we be real? And I'm like, you got a whole kid, ma'am. And then this started World War III.
Look, church girls, I hate to say this, because I am a Christian. People think I'm anti-Christian. I'm not anti-Christian. I'm just not a very good Christian. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it goes down at churches, man. like literally, we had so many incidents of things happening. Teenagers found here and there, or married women doing stuff with dudes in parking lots, and it's like,
did anything ever happen at funerals at the church, where some guy dies and then there's 2 women fighting over the corpse?
Well, no, we had instances. We had one. There was a fist fight between women because one woman found out that the other one was sleeping with her husband, and this happened during the service. And so 2 of my guys had to break that up. And this was a really large church. This is a large congregation with a prominent religious leader, but stuff would still go down, man. And so those 2 are fighting.
Uh-oh.
Aw.
Uh-oh. Oh, Rusty there? Well, while he's coming back on, Sean, I want to ask you. We have there's a pipeline of when these trad women post their engagement ring or something and say, oh yeah, because when you're a trad influencer, you have to post. They feel compelled to post their husband and their children online to build their brand. So it starts off with a picture of the engagement ring, and then you don't really see the guy's face. Maybe they take a picture where they're both looking away from the camera at the sunset. But then eventually, she's gonna drag the guy onto her Instagram and social media.
Facts. Yeah, and then I think Pearl said it the most, right? The guy wasn't even actually in the photo. And she said, I won, not we won, not the family won, I won. So, yeah, that's the flex button. That's the equivalent of the guy with the Lamborghini driving down Boulevard with the Rolex on saying, hey, I won. And net, that's what the trad wives are doing. But as Pearl says, they're still feminists at heart.
Sean, can you maintain frame as a man in a relationship where the wife is dragging you into social media with your kids for clout? Is that possible?
No. Heck no. You can lie to yourself about it, but once she puts you on that goddamn chopping block, there's more betas on social networking program than a goddamn computer program. So at the end of the day, you're going to get rocked on that because she's just going to take it to the court of public opinion, and it's always going to be a landslide.
The sad part about it is there's a whole cycle to these trad cons posting their lives on social media because there's the marriage, the kids, the divorce, the rebranding, and the rising from the ashes up emotionally emotionally and mentally abusive man to find myself again. That's all part of the cycle.
Do you know what I think's the worst part is when you talk to them, it's just I can't go 10 minutes without a story of something awesome they did for their husbands. It just, I can't, or how, it's just so performative. It's so performative. It's like, but it's not, do you know what I mean? Like, if you're doing something nice and you're bragging about it, it just kind of takes it away. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like, and that's what it becomes. It's like they make the relationship a show. But I do think that's what, men and women, or that men are kind of going to have to put up with now, unfortunately.
I can ask Russ, in your experience, the people that post, what has been the biggest and worst thing that you've seen a couple that's posting the perfect life online?
Ooh.
What was their biggest hidden secret where you found out, you're like, holy crap, whoa, that's completely different?
Something like that happened in my local area. This couple, I won't go into the guy's profession, but he was a very prominent guy. He's always on TV. And she would brag about, literally, she would say, we're Christian conservatives from Texas. And she was the most annoying.
Aw, where'd he go?
Oh no, Russ, are you there? This is gonna get good. Russ, come back. Come back. Oh man.
He'd be going in on a story and his joints just go out.
Hello? Do you see this tweet? This girl goes, this is the girl telling me to go to church, right? She says to Emily, she says, modern conservatives is a bunch of gay dudes with a boss bitch with a higher body count than the national debt. It's kind of funny, right? And then Emily says, what a happy, nice church girl. And then Olivia's like, you're like the end of a piece of bread. Everybody touches it, but nobody wants it. I feel like the girl saying this probably has worse dirt. That's how I think. I'm like, every time a girl has this energy, I always find out something crazy that she's done. I don't know if that's your experience too, Sean. So you can tell me if it wasn't, but I'm like, it's like, then they'll be like, come to church. And I'm like, whenever you find out dirt about somebody, you're just going to kind of throw it in their face. I don't know if that's the best. It's funny, but is that like a Catholic person?
Oh, both of them are on mute.
Oh, they both. Where'd you guys go?
Oh, Russ.
No, I'm here. Go ahead. What were you saying, Pearl?
Oh, I just said, do you guys find that when the girls like do this, there's always something crazy they did?
Well, yeah, that was pretty much like the end of the bread. Like, come on, man. That's some experience. You know, that's like a sailor, you know, like when you sit around with a sailor and he has his tongue and he says the things and tells the stories, you're like, dang, man, why are you so colorful with your narratives and your jokes? It's because he's been through some things. So I think if a woman has a joke like that, she's probably been through some things.
Yeah. Well, these are Christian conservatives. The husband.
Go ahead with your story. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, the husband wound up getting arrested for soliciting a male prostitute for sex at a park.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and so when everybody found that out, I was like, look, here's the thing: if you ever met this guy, you are not going to mistake him for a straight guy. You know, but so many of these people, like I've seen so many Christians, they'd be a husband and wife, and the wife is clearly the cover story because the dude will be like Liberace, flamboyant. And okay, look, if you're gay, but these guys are trying to, perpetrate, something that they're not. And then when everything gets blown up, everybody fakes and behaves like they had no idea. I'm saying like that. Everybody knew this guy was gay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why someone in the chat said that that I said that gay men, conservatives, are less flamboyant than gay liberal men because they know that a lot of circles don't they begrudgingly accept it to be mainstream, but they're on thin ice. So you don't see conservative gay men as flamboyant as liberal gay men.
Yeah,
or they're closeted, like the story that.
In some cases, I think, but I think in some cases, some of these guys are so, like that's just who they are. So much so that they can't really hide it.
Mm-hmm.
To a certain extent. If you have a discerning eye, you know what you're looking at. Is my point.
God, yikes. So.
What actually amazes me is when women will wear promiscuous stuff to church and nobody will say anything. Like they're all afraid to like call them out. But it's always the girls like tweeting Bible verses and I'm like, why are your boobs out? I don't like being gaslit, Like why are you dressed like that?
Yeah, that's why it makes the church the whore to church pipeline even worse. Because I'm sorry, but like we were talking about that Lil Tay girl a couple of days ago, and we were trying to make the case like the church is letting them have a get out of jail free card. If you're some 18-year-old decent looking girl dropping OnlyFans and making $15 million, and then when you're 25, repent and go to church, and you're gonna be in there with a bunch of guys with the church didn't get them ready at all for that type of woman who's showing a little bit of skin, is seductive, and she's got to get herself. I think she'll be more likely to deal with marrying a simp that she doesn't like if she already has $15 million in the bank. Why wouldn't you? If you can just go to the church afterwards, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Facts. Get out of jail free card right there, bruv. Now, I didn't get to share my story. I don't think it's advances Russ. But what I would just say is that, man, bruv, I used to go to church every time and God was paying bills. God was paying gas bills, electric bills, water bills. And all I used to see is grandmas, great grandmas, single moms, just in the bleachers being preached by the pastor that everything will be okay because God was going to pay the rent, he was going to pay the mortgage, he was going to pay insurance, So that was the craziest thing. I just saw a lot of women that just made tons of mistakes about what they did in their lives. And then the pastor just always saying like, yo, God was the man. He was daddy. He was taking care of everything. And so that was kind of weird to me. And they was rolling on the ground, Pearl, like, dun, 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 dun.
I've been to one of those. That sounds like a sugar daddy. Like,
right? I'm like, dang, God, sugar daddy out here. It was wild.
I think the pastors just like having hoes in church so they can cheat on their wives with somebody. And it's like great because then they can market them to the simps when they're done. So they can like find the girls. So when they're done with the girl, they could be like, hey, let me introduce you to Brad over here. Boom.
And they used to have these little, what is it called? I forgot what it was called, but it was like a little dessert / like meet group. It was kind of just trying to like bring couples together in a church, like do hookup, right? Like do a Cupid thing. And I remember just sitting there. And I mean, they had some good pies in there, but outside of that, man, people were looking like refrigerators, deep freezers. I mean, there were just some big women in there. And then, like, the pastor was the only male up in there.
Of course.
Like, for real. He was like, you ladies know your value, okay? If men don't want to come here and meet you guys, they're crazy. And I'm like, really?
I'm going to bring up one of our favorite female guests. See if she wants to share a story. She's been on here before. She's always a pleasure. Yana, are you there?
Oh, hi, Doug.
Hey.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm good. So, what you got? Go ahead.
I'm just so sorry you had to go through all this with those. I've been sitting here racking my brain, Pearl. I was like, how can we get these bitches off the line, off the internet? half of them, I'm so sick of most of them. None of them have an original thought. They just kind of regurgitate things I've heard that, well, frankly, another man say somewhere down the line. And I'm just like, God, I'm like, who is subscribing to these women? Who is listening to this shit? And I was, oh God, I don't know. Go ahead, Pearl.
No, I was just nodding. I was letting you go off.
Yeah.
I was like, keep going. You know, you can go ahead.
I have a question for you. So, what do you think about these tradcon women that insist on shoving their family and their husband and their perfect little life in your face when you know it's fake?
You know, I agree. It's 100% performative. And then I look at their husbands. I'm like, oh, God. And you're right, Pearl. They're going to be divorced like 5 years down the line. Because, I mean, God, I mean, they probably having the most boring sex on the planet. I mean, most of
well, okay, because they're trying to convince us their husband, like, because when women don't know if a guy's awesome, they have to go to their friends. So I feel like on social media, the women are like trying to get validation to convince themselves that their husband's awesome. Like there's like, I don't know, because if a girl's dating a hot guy, you don't want to post him too much because like he might have hotter girls message him.
100% true.
You're like, I don't want anyone to go ahead.
That Liz girl, the wizard Liz, you know, she was posting that rich guy who's kind of a dork who was spending all that money on her that she got engaged to, and then he tried to cheat on her with some other hot shit.
Yeah, that's why I say, I'm like, do they really care about their relationships as if they're doing that?
That's funny. I was listening to someone the other day, and they're like, you know, people who are, you know, really married and happy and have kids, they're not on the internet, right? They're not posting anything. So, I mean, yeah, I 100% agree with you. If you're up there posting all this stuff and looking for validation, you're probably not as secure in your relationship as you want everybody to think, you know. But also, like you said, they're also doing it for clout. And I'm sitting here racking my brain, like, how can we get them off the internet? And the only thing I can think of is, like, you know, I listen to you and I listen to Myron. And, you know, Myron has no love for women. I get it. But he does have a lot of valid thoughts about it, and you do too, Pearl. So you're pretty much the only, you know, people on the right kind of red pill spirit I listen to. But I was like, maybe we could get Myron to like release his army on these women. Just pick one a month and we can get them off the internet.
That's actually a good idea.
Like, and if we can get Nick Scrapers on there too, we can get these bitches off the internet.
Oh my gosh. No, do you know what? These e-girls are more racist than Nick. I'm like, my God.
Oh my God. Like, and Nick, I mean, yeah, he has his whole whatever he thinks, but at least he has reasons to back it up. These bitches are just bigots. Like,
oh my God,
bigots.
Damn.
Yeah. It's like, God. And like that one chick you said she's marrying a Mexican?
Yeah. I think he's lighter, but I'm like, if you're gonna come at me, it's like I better see you with an Aryan, blue-eyed, like,
right.
Where is your Aryan? You know, it's like, and just last year I was a colonizer. It's like I can't win. Did I colonize?
I don't know what they're trying to prove, but that's all I'm going to say. I think, I'm part of Myron's OSS army. Keep that quiet. Well, yeah, I just said it because I have a big mouth. I'm a woman.
It's too late now.
I'm going to ask him, like, maybe we should target one of these women once a month and just go after them. But, we'll see.
Yeah, fight fire with fire.
I was talking to Pearl. I said the biggest grift right now is the whore to church pipeline. That there's no bigger grift on the right than that, because that's the saddest thing out there. But second to that is this I have to
in church.
Second to that is I have to post my whole family and stuff on social media to prove how, because like Pearl said earlier, liberal women can get their rocks off, by being whores, but the gratification that liberal women get from being whores, women can't. Conservative women, they can't do that because they're conservative. So they get their fix through social media and maintaining this squeaky clean, I'm a married trad wife reputation.
Well, it's like people that are great don't have to tell you they are. And that's that's the thing with the trad wives. If they were such good wives and mothers, I would just see it. You know what I mean? I would just see your actions would just, you don't have to tell me. I don't know, you could just like tell when someone's super smart, or you can just tell when someone's really pure. They don't have to tell you, Go
ahead, Russ.
Yeah, go ahead.
Look, trad wives are just as whorish as women outside of that particular description. I keep trying to tell people, look, I worked for a church, but I also got to see what happened at other churches. And the women, here's the thing, they're better at hiding it, perhaps, than liberal women are. They're better at making sure that, they try to cover their tracks better, but they're just as big as hoes as anybody else. Don't let them fool you, man. They're out there slinging vagina, just like liberal chicks are. Just liberal chicks are just not going to hide it as much. Anyway, that's all I was going to say.
Yeah.
We liberals are honest about it. They're proud about it.
Okay, guys,
that's all I have to.
If you had to pick, I want the men on the panel to pick. You have to pick one. A right-wing e-girl who broadcasts your family and your kids on the internet. An OnlyFans model who puts her nudes on the internet, but no corn with another guy.
Oh my gosh.
Or a single mother. Who are you picking? Or order it and give me your reasoning why.
Oh no.
Gun to your head. You cannot say none of them. I hate it when there's a gun to your head, okay?
Oh no. Rusty, you go first.
All right, e-girl first.
Okay, e-girl, why? What's the reasoning?
Just the less bad of the three.
Okay.
But I mean, obviously, I wouldn't pick one of those anyway. But at least with them, maybe you can just turn off the internet. Something like that. At some point, you can get them to maybe anyway, if you can exert some kind of control or influence and get them to just kind of curtail that or make things not so because everybody who winds up putting all their family stuff on the internet usually winds up getting divorced, and they usually winds up getting divorced because of some sort of infidelity. It just often happens. And then second, between a single mom and
OnlyFans model.
Holy smokes! I would have to go with the single mom first.
Stepdaddy season, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, just because the single mom would be less embarrassing and humiliating than the OnlyFans chick. That's literally the only thing. But either one, I mean, none of those are really good options. But that's the order I would take. What would you guys do?
The single mothers always last for me. Always last. So would it be the TradCon woman who's putting my whole life on the internet,
or the
OnlyFans?
She's just got some nudes. It's not like, it's just, some nudes. Like her
well,
boobs on the internet.
Doug, you gotta take the OnlyFans.
No,
Doug,
let him go.
No. I was gonna say the OnlyFans because who are you more likely to get sex on a regular basis from? The TradCon woman who's posting all of your family out there, who has to maintain her. Is she gonna beat you over the head with the Bible, or So I would take the OnlyFans model first. The TradCon woman who wants to post your life on the internet second, but single moms are always last and the worst.
Sean,
at least I could say with the OnlyFans model, you'll get some good stuff out of her.
Well, I was thinking the OnlyFans, at least you don't have to be a part of it. Like, you can just turn it on. You have to be a part of the girls. Sean, what do you think?
Oh, Sean had to go.
Oh, he had to go. Okay. I didn't realize he left. Yeah. I mean, that's what I was wondering, if someone would pick OnlyFans, because at least then your privacy isn't leaked, it's hers, so it's kind of her problem.
And also, think about this. The OnlyFans model has more of an incentive to hide you because of her audience. So, like, she wouldn't want her audience to find out that she's married or she's with a guy, because then she'll make less money. But whereas the TradCon woman would feel obligated. I mean, she has to post you as her husband or her boyfriend. She has to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What happens, Doug, if she was to actually put you in a picture with the ring? Would that make you change your mind about her?
Are you talking about the TradCon woman?
Yeah.
No, because here's the thing. It's what comes. She would post you, and then she'd have to live up to the expectations of that perfect life while she's posting it. So your entire relationship and marriage would have to be filtered through the image that she's portraying online.
And what happens too is, because I've said I was in a public relationship like years ago, and it was such a mistake. What happens is you get into fights over like the public's perception or things people are saying in the comments or whatever. And then you're like, you have all these opinions in your like ear that you just don't need. Like they don't help anything.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, thank you guys. That's all I wanted to say. Oh, but here's one thing, Pearl, you guys can laugh out. Next time you guys talk to Dustin, tell him I said hello. I like his style.
Ooh. All right. We could maybe do an E-date sometime.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I'll order you guys both like a wine, and we can do it live, like a pizza or something.
Yeah.
On an E-date.
Where's he been as of late? He hasn't been around as of late.
Yeah, maybe he's been watching his kid, probably.
Cool.
Oh, he's a single dad. I'm gonna have to scratch him off the list.
My gosh. All right. Well, thanks for
Thank you guys.
Thanks for calling in.
Thank you. Bye.
I was gonna talk to you. Yeah. And
thanks.
Then
is Russ still there?
Yeah, he's still there.
Okay, cool. Okay. Did you say
I'm here, bro.
Is there someone else coming on the line or no?
Well, we have one other caller, and it's Donnie Tyler. He's the guy that always makes it short and sweet.
Okay, yeah, we can bring him up.
Donnie, you're up next. Donnie, how you doing, buddy? He's probably listening to the YouTube. We'll give him 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Donnie, are you there? He dropped off and then came back in. Donnie going once. Donnie going twice. Donnie going 3 times. Sorry, buddy. Gotta drop you back. Go ahead, Russ.
Do you have any final thoughts on the topic, Russ? Any final stories you want to tell or anything?
It's like when it what are you talking about, like with traditional conservative people?
Women. Yeah.
Thinking, oh my gosh, there's a ton. It's like, okay, you and I talked before about this before, but like when I was head of security for that church for about 3.5 years, and I never got, I got groped and grabbed and poked with boobs and had asses and everything else rubbed on me, phone numbers pushed in my hand, more on that job than any other place I've ever been. It was literally a sex shop. Like you can get anything you want there, but everybody would roll up with their church clothes and and do their thing and do their their Bible dance and all the rest of the stuff they do at some of these churches. But look, that's just a human condition. And so whenever I see people say things like, celibacy and virginity, and it's like, yeah, okay, good luck with that. It's not going to happen. But the fact that they fake being better, and I kind of get this sense, I don't know if you guys do as well, but you kind of get the impression that even though they don't say it, they have kind of a haughty attitude as though they're better than everyone else. And that's the biggest thing I object to, because I've seen what goes on behind the scenes. So when you hear security guys telling you stories, real stories, unless they have an axe to grind, security guys have access that nobody else has. I've seen more things about people than their spouses will see, just because you're always there. And so I think, traditional conservative, it's good to say that. However, you can't drop your guard just because somebody says that, guys. It doesn't mean that if you meet a woman who kind of fits that description, that she actually is what she says she is. You got to look further. Anyway, that's all I got.
Cool. Thanks so much for calling in, Russ. We do this show every time at the same time. So if you ever see a topic you want to call in on, we'd love to have you. Okay.
Yeah. You're the best stories. You got to write a book, man. Come on.
Yeah, you have to.
You have to, man, because every time you're on here, you're such a good storyteller too. It's just captivating, man. You got to write a screenplay or something.
The first ebook is actually almost done. First ebook is almost done, and I've got another one in the works as well too. So
awesome.
Be making announcements of those. And thank you both for having me on.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Good talking to you.
I'm thinking tomorrow we'll do our STD Friday show. We can do it tomorrow. What are you thinking, Doug? Yeah.
We'll talk about it after the show.
Okay, yeah. So any final thoughts on the topic?
Yeah, like I said, the whore to church is the biggest grift, and I think that this making your family slaves to your social media presence to build your platform is probably number 2. And there's no way a man can maintain masculine frame if he has to live his life through his wife's social media presence. And then also, you got to do a background check on these women, man.
Yeah.
The church lets these women get away with all sorts of stuff because they're saved. If they went to a major university, they were banging the football team, if they marry you at 30, they spent freaking 18 to 29 freaking banging Chad and Tyrone. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it just is what it is.
It is what it is. Yep.
Yeah. It's either there's a Chad somewhere that had her first. So when you get married, guys, just know that someone got it for free and you're going to have to pay a lot and you'll have to accept that.
Yep.
So.
And guys, be the guy she wants to sleep with on the first night.
You might as well be one of the Chads. Like, then you have a chance. But if you're just leading with like commitment, yeah, good luck. Okay, so my final thoughts are, I don't know if e-girls really help when it comes to like the religious stuff. I think they're really driving people away from that because they're turning it into a performance at a show. So I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Make sure you like the video. And I'd love it if you leave a comment. I do read all your comments. So I'm going to start responding to more. So if you leave a comment,